mind around it to how to say DeAndrea. And I pride myself in knowing people's names. So I worked on it. Every once in a while I come up to her and I just murdered it, and she let me know about it. And then once I got it, I was good to go. But she's a wonderful teacher, she's my dear friend, and she's an accurate prophet. And I say to you, give her a nice welcome.
Bless God. Hallelujah. Let's give God praise. Hallelujah. 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 God, we give you praise. We magnify you. We glorify you. You brought us through many things. Many challenges, seen and unseen, things we don't even know that you protected us from. We give you glory. Hallelujah. I greet you. I greet you in the matchless name of Jesus Christ. Bless you, people of God, today. Those of you who know the Lord and those who don't, we definitely want those who are lost here to be able to be found today. So we are concerned today. We're not about our programs. We spend so many time preaching to the saved and building up the saved, but we've not done our job with the lost. We've not gone out to the highways and byways, and we've left them alone. And I pray even now that the evangelists begin to rise up, and not the women ministers that they call evangelists because she's a woman, or because you brought 7 people to church, now you're an evangelist. But I'm talking about the true and living evangelists that walk in miracles, signs, and wonders, and that call forth and gather the lost. I'm praying for the evangelists to come back and to rise up in this season. Bless God. So I thank you. I am Dr. DeAndrea. I have a PhD in political science from the University of Michigan. My undergrad is in political science from the University of California at Berkeley. So I'm poli-sci all the way, government all the way. And it's very interesting how God does a thing. Because then I end up being in the capital city. I think that's just awesome how God does things, isn't it? He just aligns things so perfectly. And the Lord called me as in the office of a pastor in 2007. But I did not step into ministry until the next year, where I actually preached my first sermon. But I was ordained in 2012, and we know 12 is the number of government. And so the fivefold ministry gifts came and anointed me. My mother's Apostle Donetta Mathis in Nebraska. I'm under the leadership of Apostle Gregory Thomas, who is in Bryan, Texas. And of course, under my husband, who I love, and he is a minister of God, a music minister, and music director. So I give you that background just to let you know. I walk in the office of a pastor. My gift is shepherding. I want to make that very clear to you, because the office is one thing, but the gift is something else. It's something else. There's many shepherds, but true pastors, it's an office. And it's a calling, and it's a burden for the lost. It's a burden for the broken. And it's not puffed up. It serves first. It goes first. It sacrifices first. It gives first. It asks for nothing. That's what a shepherd does. And so I'm even calling forth the true pastors who will come and not seek to receive remuneration, who will not seek to be paid and to be given things, but who will serve first, give first, go first. And so that's my heart. And so I was obedient to Apostle Rick, who said to write it down. I am a scribe. So beyond being a pastor, I'm a teacher, I'm a scribe. And so God will give me things and I'll just begin to flow in writing. And so he woke me up at about 3:40, 4 o'clock this morning. There was a huge thunder clap. And I was like, what is that? And the Lord said, get up, sound the alarm. Sound the alarm, he said. He said, awaken the watchmen and wake my servants, for they've been sleeping. He said, many yet slumber, but there has been a shift and you have not followed. He said, shift with me to the new place, for you've come out of a broken season. And though you yet mourn, look back no longer. Come to the place where I'm shifting you. So God is saying there's a shift that's already occurred, and many of us have already missed that shift that's already passed. And God said, you got to begin to shift with me when I shift. And that's a hard word. Often we prophesy such wonderful things, but I've got to tell you, many of us have missed the shift. Okay? But there's another one coming. There's another one coming. So we missed that one. Many slumber, many sleep. But God is saying, awaken now to this new season. And he says, for you've come out of a broken place, and yet you mourn. Look back no longer and come to the place where I'm shifting you. Be refreshed and rest. Now that doesn't make sense when we think about war. God said to me, he said, you must learn when to war and when to rest. He said, because some battles are not yours. Some things I'm going to do. And shift. And then I begin to move things for you that you don't have to do and you cannot do alone. So he said, be refreshed and rest. He said, in the stillness I shall speak. He said, stop the weary busyness. Listen to this. Weary busyness. Many of us are busy about a bunch of things, but not about kingdom things.
Come on.
We're busy doing things for God, but our first task is to just be with him.
Amen. Hallelujah.
Our first task is not to do things for him, but to be with him. Be with him. And in that place is where he restores. In that place is where he causes you to break out. In that place is where he fills you up. In that place is where he restores, where he redeems, where he ransoms your soul. In that place of just being with him. He didn't even ask you to pray. He said, just come and spend some time with me. Lay before me. Sit in my presence. Let me restore you. I'm not asking you to do any work. And so he says, stop the weary busyness you catch yourself in and know my rest. He says, return to rest.